All right, joining me now is Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Governor, many thanks for speaking with us here on Davos today. Is it fair, Governor, to say that the president's message, and I believe your message here, is a little bit at odds with the pleas on climate and these desperate efforts to shake up capitalism?
To the contrary, the message from Texas shows that the United States and the state of Texas can continue to be robust in the production of oil and gas, while at the very same time taking action to ensure that we are being climate conscious. Let me give you a couple of examples, and that is Texas is one of the largest oil and gas producers in the entire world. If Texas were its own country, we would rank fourth in the world for oil and gas production, behind Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the rest of the United States. While at that very same time, Texas has been an international leader with regard to things like renewables. Texas ranks number one in the United States for wind energy production. We rank in the top 5 internationally for wind energy production. This year, we double the amount of solar that we produced last year. Next year, we will double what we're producing this year. And the year after that, we will double that. So we are growing exponentially in solar. Also, importantly, during the time period when Texas increased oil and gas production, we reduced NOx pollution, which is a form of air pollution. And so we can have it both ways. But what the president was trying to convey, and that is the reason why the United States economy is functioning so well, is because of capitalistic principles. He didn't want to come in and have to apologize for anything. He wanted to come in and show what exceptionalism looks like, and that every country can succeed in that very same way.
Did it smack to you a little bit of a campaign speech yesterday?
Well, it did. I mean, I think what you heard yesterday is what the president is going to be talking about from now until Election Day, because the president has a lot to be proud of, a lot to brag about, a lot of positive results because of the policies that he's made. I might add one more thing in about what he has done that shows what he has done, what Texas has done, what other countries can do, and that is to reduce regulations. Regulations add cost. They drive up the cost of doing business. It makes it more difficult for businesses to be able to achieve a profit. The U.S. and Texas model of reducing regulations, accelerating the permitting process, means you can do a whole lot more with regard to economies growing.
I hear what you have to say on the renewables and the solar in Texas. I want to talk a little bit now about energy. Does it worry you that a lot of the people here in Davos are taking the Greta Thunberg manifesto seriously, the oil divestment piece?
I think it's very important for everybody to come in and put their ideas on the table and see which ones are the best. As I articulated, it seems like the Texas model, the U.S. model of being able to produce oil and gas, as well as work to reduce greenhouse gases. In Texas, we've been reducing greenhouse gases. We've been reducing methane despite the fact that we've been increasing the production of oil and gas. But let me add one last thing. And that is what Texas is doing by producing so much natural gas is it caused Texas to reduce the amount that we are relying upon coal. It has made our air cleaner. Relatedly, Texas is going to be an international leader in exporting LNG to countries that are relying upon coal, ensuring that those countries are going to be able to clean up their air and reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
But at the same time, Governor, with all due respect, yes, U.S. gas helps displace coal, but Texas is also one of the biggest gas flarers, I'm told. Bigger apparently than Iraq during Saddam Hussein's tenure. How do you respond to that when people here ask you about it? It must put you on the defensive, surely.
Sure. Well, listen, we are not pleased about the amount of flaring that's taking place in the state of Texas. However, one reason for that flaring is because at the time that oil and gas was being produced, with the gas flaring taking place, we had an inadequate amount of what's called pipeline takeaway that would take away both the oil and the gas from the area where it was being produced. As a result, Texas, over the past year or two, has been very aggressive in building a massive amount of pipeline takeaway. That a massive amount of pipeline takeaway is going to cause a reduction in that flaring.
All right, a couple of quick final questions, Governor. I know you were in Israel recently, drumming up business. You're here, I guess, doing the same sort of thing. Who have you met with specifically? Who's going to come to Texas? Who isn't already in Texas?
Well, first, as an example of the type of people I met with yesterday, I met with Tim Cook, obviously the CEO of Apple. We talked about this massive project and facility that they have in Texas. I talked with the CEO of BBVA Bank. It's an international bank. They have a massive presence in the state of Texas. We were talking about where and how they can grow the best. I talked with the CEO of Jacobs Engineering, which is an international engineering company with a headquarters in Dallas, Texas, and we were talking about specific projects. And then I talked with a CEO whose name I'll have to leave out of the mix right now, whose company, because the CEO told me that he is going to be moving his company from another state to the state of Texas next month.
All right, you can't give us a clue on that. You can't break that here, can you? No, can you hear me? All right, can you hear me? One final question I've got for you, Governor. You're one of the Super Tuesday states, of course, in Texas. Which of the Democratic candidates do you think has the best opportunity of winning over the hearts and minds of Texans?
Yeah, flip a coin, roll the dice. I have no idea.
I mean,
it is so close right now.
Mike Bloomberg's going to be spending a lot of money there, by all accounts.
Mike Bloomberg is spending a lot of money in the state of Texas. His polling numbers still remain low in the state of Texas. Here's what we often see in these presidential primaries, and that is there's going to be someone who's going to gain momentum after Iowa, after New Hampshire, after South Carolina. They will come into the state of Texas with some wind at their back, and we'll see how much money they have. So I think the Democratic field is completely wide open.
All right. Governor, thank you so much for talking with Reuters today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Greg Abbott.